eBay stopping the resale of 6 Dr. Seuss books that were pulled earlier this week over offensive imagery. But you can still buy Hitler's Mein Kampf, the Unabomber's Manifesto, and books by people like Louis Farrakhan on the site. And Amazon under fire for banning books and is being accused of censorship as well for removing documentaries such as one on conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Dagan, I'm glad you're here, and because I want to have an adult conversation about the cancel culture. We've been talking about it all week, and it just occurs to me, what would Dagan say if we had, a Charlie Chan movie and we said, you know what, we're not going to put that on the air? Would that be cancel culture?
Yes, it would be. Any kind of like trying to wipe, these things that were made or created years ago, yeah, they are clearly offensive to people in this day and age, but they're still historic artifacts. And if we wipe away that history, then we're doomed to repeat it. We need to see where we've come from, where we are right now, and where we're going in the future. And quite frankly, I don't understand with eBay, like this left-wing bozo bubble that they're in, who was sitting around a table and says, banning books, double thumbs up. That's never ended well in history. But the real danger, Juan, is what I call the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook, because they control 90% of the internet activity. They know way more about us than the government does. And when did they decide to start banning people, destroying people's businesses? If you bought a MAGA t-shirt, it could happen, and it's sooner than you think.
Again, this is Big Brother, not by government. It's Big Brother by private companies. And we have to understand, as Dagan said, there is no public option to Facebook or Google or Amazon. They're the conduits. There's 6 years ago, we were debating government surveillance in the age of the Snowden story. And somebody said something unbelievably wrong. Could have been me. I don't remember. But that person said, if you're not doing anything wrong, why should you be worried about surveillance? And that is now the defense of cancel culture. You shouldn't worry about being canceled if you're not doing anything offensive. But the problem is, who's deciding what is offensive and what needs to be canceled? The people deeming the standards for offense often lack the experience or wisdom of an adult who's led a real life. A lot of this is coming from young people who just got out of college, who don't even understand what the First Amendment is, don't understand free speech. It's up to the adults in the room, the people that have been on this planet a long time, to tell you, you know what? Offensive things will exist, and some of the stuff might hurt your feelings. But you know what? It's there, so you can decide, and then you can talk about it, and you can write about it. But banning things only makes it more interesting. It only makes it more interesting.
And you would know, because you've been on the planet a really long time, Greg.
That's true. That's true. I'm almost 30.
I thought you were talking to me, Julie. Jesse, what would you do? Because I've been just trying to explore this, elevate the conversation, say, what is it that should be the case?
I like how you went to me to elevate the conversation.
Yes, he's trying to elevate it because we're all Neanderthals. We're really stupid here. Thanks, Juan.
I said that about Dagan too. Gosh.
I'm the least adult person on this panel, but thank you.
When I see stories like this one, I feel like I went to a palm reader, and the palm reader looked at my hand and then looked at me and said, Water's World is on borrowed time. One, the mob is going from the 50s to the 60s to the 70s. Do you remember what I was doing on the streets in the 2000s? The whole Water's World catalog is cancelable by today's standards. And I'm going to have Johnny start scrubbing the internet. Greg is laughing, but Greg, have you ever seen Red Eye? I mean, you're next, bro. We need to share the risk here. We need to pre-apologize or do something, because we could be in some serious trouble. And everyone else on the show, you guys are complicit because you guys didn't speak out.
I just wish there was tape that we could roll right now. I mean, maybe there's an archive somewhere.